Hello and welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm your astrologer and tarot card reader, Mary Trimble, here with your readings for September the 16th through September the 22nd. And we have a very interesting celestial sky with 3 significant events, and I'll get into that later on the astrology section of your reading. Thank you guys. I had so many new subscribers last week. I'm so excited. Thank you. I really appreciate you all. If you're returning, thank you for your loyalty and your support. I really appreciate that. And if you're new, I hope you enjoy these readings and you'll come back. Now, these are general readings for the collective, guys. So, take what resonates and leave the rest. And don't forget, these are for your sun, moon, and rising. So check out the other videos because maybe your rising sign might make more sense to you. If you would like a more personal, tailored reading, click on this link or go to the Show More section below in the description box. If you're looking at this on a phone, it's a little arrow pointing downwards. If you press that, you can see all the information. All the links to the other videos will be below. The links to my Facebook group will be below. You should join that. Every 2 weeks I do a live feed in Facebook, and we look, it's fun, we look at how the it's either the new moon or the full moon is affecting you personally. Which area of your chart does it affect you? So join my Facebook group. The link is below. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And please don't forget to like, comment. I answer every comment. And subscribe if you haven't already. And share. My short-term goal is get to 10K subscribers. That would be amazing. So, I want to quickly say these readings come in 3 sections. The intro, which is this part, the astrological report, which is next, and then the tarot report, the tarot reading, sorry. And there are skip times to each section so that you can, if you're checking out some moon rising, you can go straight to the video if you want, so you don't have to watch the astrological or the intro again. And another way, guys, to support this channel is through Patreon. I want to thank my patrons. Thank you so much. The link to that will be below. And without further ado, let's go to the astrology section, shall we? Hello and welcome to the astrology section of your reading, and we have 3 significant events happening this week, and we have some minor events that I'm not going to go into, but the big news is that Saturn stations direct. It has been retrograde since April, so we are going to feel a shift forward. We're going to be able to see our path forward and a practical way of getting there. Now, Saturn is the Lord of time. He rules time. So we need to bring in patience because things that our goals take time. To get to where we want to go takes time and effort. So we need to allow that time and honor that time to get there. We have had time to prepare things in Virgo, and now it's time for us to propel forward. Now, Saturn is also the planet of lessons. So we need to remember, we need to look at what we've done in the past and learn from it, not repeat mistakes. We will, Saturn a lot of people freak out about Saturn and say, oh no, Saturn. But Saturn actually steers us in the right direction. So what we sometimes consider blocks and things that are stopping us from going forward, this is Saturn saying, no, don't go there. Turn around and go in this direction. It's going to serve you better. So it's about slowing down, right? But it's also about putting the effort and the work into it, because we can't get to where we're going without hard work. And Saturn is about, getting your elbow grease in there, rolling up your sleeves and doing the work to get to where you want to go. And it's in Capricorn, in its home sign of Capricorn. So this is the earth sign. It's manifesting, right? It's going to help us. It's going to put rules and structure in place so that we can get to our goals. This is about limiting, it's about economizing, if you will. So we really have to look and kind of trim the fat. What is not working for us? This, Saturn's about purging, getting rid of what's not working for us anymore, having the courage to let that go. When we let that go, we will go forward faster. Maybe not as fast as we want to. So we really do have to practice patience during this time and honor the sense of time. So this really is about putting effort into it. But this wonderful grounding energy and this direction of going forward is going to, and I also want to mention that Pluto, which has been traveling along with Saturn through the sign of Capricorn, is also slowing down and getting ready to go direct, which will happen at the end of the month or the beginning of next month. That's a whole other story, so I'll go into that later. But we're feeling the effects of that change, transformation, and Saturn is, organizing things for us to go forward and to reach our goals. And we'll be able to see where we're going. Finally, we can see ahead and in practical terms. But we have to put the work in, as I said before. Now, that happens on Wednesday the 18th. Excuse me. And on the, let me just look, on the 21st, we have Jupiter in a challenging aspect, what we call a square in astrology, to Neptune. Now, Jupiter is the planet of abundance, more, expansion, spirituality, adventure. And I'm just looking here at the chart. And Neptune is dreamy, it's visionary, it is spiritual, it is a connection with the ethereal realm and creative, right? So this contentious aspect between the two, between Jupiter and Neptune, well, on the negative side of each planet, right? Jupiter can be addiction. It can be bigger, better, more of something that doesn't work for us. It can be overindulgence, overdoing lots of things. And Neptune is the planet of illusion, right? And on the negative side, delusion, also addiction, and not seeing things in the light, overdoing something, being overly optimistic. Jupiter is optimism too. It's being very optimistic. So Neptune can accentuate that and not see things in realistic terms. Now, going back to Saturn, Saturn's very realistic, so it could help with balancing that out. But we really need to remember that in our psyche. We need to remember that we can go off on tangents. We can be distracted by Neptune. Neptune can be a distraction. I can sit here and I'm planning my day, and before I know it, it's 2 hours later and I haven't got up and done anything because I've been in my head, on this dream with Neptune. So sometimes when this happens, I put alarms on my phone. I have to do this, and I give myself a 2-hour notice of what I have to do. And then when the alarm goes off, I have to go, oh gosh, yeah, I've got to get up and do that. So sometimes we have to do that to bring us back in. But if we have that awareness in our psyche that we can be distracted and we can go off, and we have to kind of ask our question, ask a question of ourselves. Okay, is this realistic? Because we have unrealistic expectations sometimes with Neptune, and especially with Neptune and Jupiter in this contentious kind of relationship. So it's something to be aware of. But on the other hand, you can really tap into creativity. You can, if you're a writer, if you're in the visual arts, whatever it is, or just to be creative, it's amazing for, optimistic, visionary goals to make those, and to do, write a novel, something fantastical and mystical. So it's really brilliant to tap into that energy, that source of energy while this is happening. Now, the next thing that is happening is, really it's not this week because this reading goes to the 22nd, but I'd be remiss not to mention that on Monday, the 23rd, the sun moves into Libra. It is the autumn equinox. So this is a huge shift in energy, and the sun is joining Mercury and Venus in Libra. So I'll talk about that next week, but I wanted you to know that. So also, happy birthday, Libra. Happy birthday. So we will discuss and talk about what's going on with that next week, because there are some other things going on. So yes, I want to also mention, where is it? I want to also mention at the same time, which I didn't mention as we were talking about it, at the same time that Saturn moves direct, it is in this beautiful trine with the moon in Taurus. Now, the moon in Taurus is in exaltation. It's expressing itself how it needs to express itself. It is creating security and helping Saturn. Saturn will help you see your way forward for security. It is a beautiful alignment between the moon and Saturn, so you can actually plan out and see what you need and what you want. And what will make you feel secure. And it's also a very nurturing energy. So it's really interesting that we have, I also want to mention before we go any further, that the Jupiter squaring Neptune can also bring in some fear of the future. And it can be unrealistic. It feels very real. So you can feel some anxiety. It's really important to meditate during this time. And also, and to remember that things aren't necessarily realistic. So it is about taking care of responsibilities, because Saturn's going to make sure that you take care of your responsibilities. It's going to be in our faces. We will need to take care of things that we've perhaps been putting on the back burner. But also is things that we need to take care of. So Saturn is showing us the way forward. And sometimes, especially with the Neptune and Jupiter connection, we will feel a little fearful and perhaps apprehensive about those responsibilities. But if we just get down and just do a little bit at a time and just take care of them, things will come out of this on top. Having taken care of our responsibilities, having lived up to our responsibilities. And that's us showing up for our lives. Okay, everyone. I wish you a wonderful, abundant week. And without further ado, let's go to your tarot card reading, shall we? Hello, Cancer, and welcome to your reading for September the 16th through September the 23rd. Welcome to your tarot card section of your reading. I have been shuffling for quite a while off screen, and this is for Cancer. Thank you, guys. You were the most watched last week, by the way. Wow. I want to say 5K or more, something like that. I'm so grateful. And thank you for all of your wonderful sentiments. I really appreciate you. You really helped me get through that difficult time. Not that I'm through it, but I'm out of the deep end. So this is for Cancer. Wonderful, adorable, sensitive Cancer. What wonderful blessings, guidance, and helpful information can you give Cancer for this coming week? Oh, I don't want to come out of this. Oh, that's lovely connecting. Okay. 3 cards for Cancer. What wonderful guidance, blessings, helpful information can you give Cancer to get through this week? 1, 2. One more card for Cancer, please. One more card. Oh, no. One more card for Cancer. There it is. Okay, that's that one. This was the first one. Oh, okay. Now, let's go to your clarifying cards, shall we? These are clarifying cards. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Cancer through these clarifying cards? Please clarify. Oh, there it is. Interesting. Please clarify. There it is. And please clarify. Oh, does that want to come up? I'll put it back in. If it comes up, it'll fly out if it needs to. Please clarify. There it is. Okay. Okay, let's look at your card, shall we? The first card is the Ace of Swords, clarified by the 2 of Pentacles. Then you have the 2 of Cups, clarified by the 3 of Wands. Then you have the Queen of Swords, clarified by the 2 of Wands. Okay, now the first card out is the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is the Ganesh of the tarot, and this is blocks are being removed for you. Sometimes, and this is so Saturn, right? This is this is about being patient. It's about honoring the time that it takes for you to get where you need to go. So I always use this analogy when this happens. It's when, you're in the thick of the jungle and vegetation and you can't get through it. You can't climb over all the vines and the vegetation. It's really arduous. And then all of a sudden, from the heavens, a big machete comes down as a gift, and you're like, oh, thank you. And you can finally carve your way through the jungle. But it's slow. It's hard work. It takes tenacity. It takes determination. And it takes elbow grease. So this is a start. And this is so what's going on astrologically. This is that, you've got to put some elbow grease in. You've got to make things happen, but you are going to have what you need to go forward. And, you may not feel like it, but it's going to pay off if you put the work in. And you've got the 2 of Pentacles clarifying this. So you need laser focus this week. And it's going to be hard to stay on track with this, Neptunian and Jupiterian energy coming in. So you need to be laser focused. This is about being a multitasker. Maybe you have 2 jobs. Maybe you have to come home and feed the kids, and you're being pulled in all directions. But you're going to feel like you're being pulled in all directions. But this is about focusing on what is in front of you at that moment, whatever that is. It's about having that focus and sticking it out to the end. Don't give up. And the next card out is the 2 of Cups. And the 2 of Cups is just like, the Lover's card. It's about seeing yourself in everyone else's. Like if you have an interaction with someone, then put yourself in their shoes. Always see yourself in the other person. It's really important to do that this week. And this could actually be the gift of love. You might make a love connection with someone, and always even in your relationship, if you are in a relationship, it is about seeing yourself in the other person. It's about understanding rather than being understood. It's about whatever you want, you put out there. If you want to be loved, you put love out there. If you want to be respected, put respect out there. If you want compassion, be compassionate. And clarifying this is the Three of Wands. And, listen, I don't normally interpret this way, but this is about Jupiter, expansion, more, better, right? Some of you may find that you are pregnant. This could definitely be that. But the I never interpret this like that, but I am getting that for some of you. And I can't ignore I can't ignore that message. Some of you may find that you are pregnant and you're bringing a new little spirit into this world. And this is about being really optimistic and seeing that. Maybe some of you are trying to get pregnant. Maybe that's what it is. Some of you are trying. And I'm going to say this, Cancer, that I had a client once, and she was trying to get pregnant, and I had somebody else who was trying to get pregnant too. And one of them had this view. She was very angry when she saw other people pregnant, and she was very resentful, and she didn't want to hear it. And she was bitter. She was bitter. And so when the other person was trying to get pregnant, I said to her, listen, you've got to make room in your home. Make space for that baby. Put a space in the corner for their cot, clear out a drawer, bring in some children's things. When you see pregnant women, bless them and say thank you to the universe, because they're showing you what's going to happen to you. And the more new babies you see, rejoice in them, that blessing, and say how lucky those people are. And you're so excited because that's what it's about, looking at something in a different way. She got pregnant, the other person didn't. But it's interesting, right? Energetically, we have to prepare and we have to make room for this to come in. Now, look, if none of you are planning to get pregnant or trying to get pregnant, this can be a baby in another way. It can be a new business. That can be your baby. It can be a partnership that you're working together and you're creating something creative. It doesn't have to be a physical manifestation of a baby. It can be what you would consider a baby. It can be a puppy. It can be the four-legged versions or the fur babies. It can be something like that. Interpret it in a way that makes sense to you. Is this a new job? Is this a new opportunity, a new partnership? What are you going to create? And this is about being optimistic and seeing an optimistic future, making long-term optimistic plans. So if you have a new love, or someone that you've been with a long time, whatever the case is, make long-term optimistic plans. See the future as through rose-colored glasses. Make plans for you to be together, and what can you do together? Are you going to buy a house together? That could be your baby. You're going to buy property. Are you going to go on a vacation together? Are you going to go on an adventure? Jupiter's about adventure, right? So that's exciting. And then you have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is this woman. She's really intelligent. She's cerebral. She sees through to a person's soul. She has studied them. She is independent. She is unstoppable. And she's the seeker of truth. She's going to tell you the truth in very blunt and abrupt ways that sometimes you don't want to hear it, but she's helping you. She doesn't mean to be mean. If you are the Queen of Swords, then soften your language. And if the Queen of Swords comes into you, listen to that. Hear that message. because she's an astute businesswoman. This can be an opportunity for you. This can be a business opportunity. It can be a job. And look, clarifying it is the Two of Wands. You have the world in the palm of your hands. This is a decision. So I'm sorry for all that noise out there. We're in New York. I say I have the windows open because it's a lovely day. So you have this, there's an opportunity here to, and I am getting a partnership. I feel that perhaps you might be going into a business partnership with someone, and each of you brings something to the table that the other doesn't have. And this could be an incredible opportunity for you. There's an opportunity on the table. So I'm getting, for some of you, you definitely need to take this opportunity or look at it seriously, for sure. Contemplate it. This looks like a wonderful, I really think that it's going to lead you in a way that's going to be very fulfilling. So you may have a little trepidation about the person you're getting involved with in a partnership kind of thing. But I see really, I see it turning out really well. I feel that, well, of course, there are boundaries that you have to put in place. But I feel that you are going to see the path forward for yourself. And that's exciting, Cancer. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like this video, share it with friends, family, neighbors, co-workers, and social media. Help me to grow this channel, and comment. I live for comments and feedback. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week.